Hi everyone, welcome to the muscle testing video. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to self-muscle test so we can identify and assess some of the beliefs and emotions that we came up with, and especially go ahead and test the scale of severity as far as how stressed out we are. Muscle testing is a really effective tool for that. I actually call muscle testing truth serum because anything you ask the body will respond. If the statement is true, you will get a strong response. If the statement is false, you will get a weak response when you muscle test. And so this is a really effective way to assess how you're feeling and move forward in a way that's positive for your week, including even testing your priorities. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I use this technique all the time, and I can tell you it literally saves my life on a week-to-week basis. So the first thing we have to do is actually make sure that our bodies are ready for testing. If your body is blown out, what I mean by blown out is you are just at a level 10. You are so stressed out, you haven't gotten any sleep, you've been drinking caffeine all day, you haven't had any water, things like that, you'll be in blowout. If you're emotional in any way, you will be in blowout. So it's really important to make sure you're ready for testing. If you're not ready for testing, your answers will be inaccurate. So here's how we make sure that we're ready for testing. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is get your fingers in the testing pose. Okay, the way you do that is this. Okay, your fingers look like this from the front, from the side. You can literally do this with any finger, whatever's most comfortable with you. This is one of the most widely used ones. It's the one I use the most. It's the one that makes sense for me. It feels good on me, but go ahead and feel free to use any fingers you want as long as your thumb is one of the fingers that you're using, okay? So this is your hand position. Now, if I want to test something, I have to make sure I'm ready for testing. The first way that I check if I'm ready for testing is by putting my other hand in this formation. Then I'm going to take my index finger, make it a hook, and try to pull my fingers apart. So I pulled, my fingers are solid. That's a strong response. If I was coming up weak, I'd respond like this. I'd be able to pull my fingers apart, but I'm not. I'm pulling strong. This is also calibrating the response. So you want to make sure you're kind of pulling with the same strength every time you do this. This does take some practice. I'm going to show you how you can test this too, to know that you're ready for it. Our second readiness test is putting it here on our forehead and then trying to pull our fingers apart. I'm also solid there. So again, it's here, right on your third eye there, and then try to pull apart, also solid. Our third ready test is putting our finger straight forward here. It looks like this from the profile, and trying to pull apart. As you can see, I was able to easily pull it apart when I did this and then pulled. That is the correct response. You should be getting a weak response when you do this. Okay, that's a polarity test. If you do this and get a strong response, you're in overdrive. What that means is you need to have some water, you need to take a 5 to 10 minute break for yourself, go do the meditation again, take a nap, and try this again later. Your body's in overdrive. That's something that's similar to adrenal fatigue, which is a pretty extreme body response. It's just fatigued, exhausted, overwhelmed. And it's okay, I've been there too. And I'm always there once in a while with testing. I do that myself. So just take a break and come back when you test weak on that one. Okay, so you should be weak on here. Polarity tests. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to go ahead and actually give a question to the body, ask a question to the body, and get an answer. Okay, we're gonna do this as our standard test to make sure that we're in sync with our responses. This is gonna be super easy for you. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see how accurate the body is when it responds. So if all your tests came through well, I want you to go ahead and do this next. Go ahead and get your hand pose. We're gonna do all our readiness checks. Okay, I'm good there. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask a question, or I'm gonna make a statement. Either way, I have to ask my question in a way that the body can respond with a yes or no response. That is the only way that the body will respond. The first statement I'm gonna make to my body is, my name is Felicia. Strong response. The second statement I'm gonna make is, my name is John. Weak. I couldn't have held that together even if I wanted to. And I've calibrated this already, so I always pull with the same strength. This is how you can test it. Do a simple name test for yourself. Go ahead and try that now. I do want to note to you that the body will only answer yes or no statements or questions. Let's say I ask the body, how much sleep do I need? I got a weak response. It's like it doesn't know how to answer that. So it's not going to be accurate. But if I ask the body, does my body operate the best on 8 hours sleep a night? 9 hours sleep a night? 10 hours sleep a night? 9 hours sleep? 8 hours sleep? 7 hours sleep? So I'm between 8 and 9 hours, and I can tell you that's 100% accurate for me because I sleep 8 to 9 hours a night and I need that much sleep. So that's just an example of how you can sort of work with the body and ask literally almost anything and you will get a truthful response. If it's a truthful statement, you will get a weak response if it's not a truthful statement. So try it out. You'll have a blast with this, I promise you. If you are getting what seem like inconsistent answers, always refer back to those initial readiness tests and test yourself again and again to make sure you're ready for testing. Those are crucial in muscle testing. You want to make sure your body is ready and giving accurate answers. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do if you're not testing ready. The first thing is, if you tried this one and you come up weak, what you can do is massage the very top of your neck. Just massage up there for 2 or 3 minutes and just release any tension in that area. And you'll usually find that once you do that, you'll test again and you'll be nice and positive on that one. Nice, strong response. The second thing is this one. So if this readiness test is coming up weak, you have to do something called a cross crawl. Okay, so this is called the cross crawl remedy. This is something you could do if you're having issues with polarity or any of your testing readiness checks. And this is really effective for getting both the right and the left side of the brain, getting them working at the same time. So it's really effective for that purpose. And this is how it works. You take one hand and you hit the opposite knee with it, right above the knee. And you just do that for 1 or 2 minutes. This will get both sides of the brain working in harmony. This is especially effective if you have dyslexia. It's something you could just do at any time and it'll kind of help with that and get things rolling. The third is the polarity. If you come up strong on this one, remember this is the opposite of the other two. You want to come up weak response on that one. That's where you want to take some time out, go outside, take a deep breath, do a little meditation, and that one will bring you back in check. That just means you're in overdrive. You need to be in a more calmer state before you get to testing for that one. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most stressed out that I am this week, 8 is my number. 7 is my number. 10 is my number. 8. So I got a strong. So the weak response is my body telling me, no, you're not a 9, you're not a 10, you're not a 7, you're exactly an 8. So that's how I'm testing that emotion. Let's say you wanted to find out why you're so stressed this week. What is it exactly that's causing you the most aggravation? This is where you're going to do that. My kids have too many activities going on this week. That's not it. I can tell you that's not it for me because I don't have any kids. I have a doctor's appointment coming up that's causing me stress. I have a trip coming up that's really frustrating me. That's accurate for me because I do have a trip coming up and I leave in a couple of days, and so that's really weighing on me right now. Let's try a couple more of them. I'm behind on all my reading that I have to do. Also a strong statement for me. I'm concerned that I won't make an amazing video. False statement. So even though in theory I'm kind of concerned that this video is not going to be up to the par that I want, my body's telling me that's not really a concern. You need to let that one go. So this is a good way to get your ego in check. So if your ego is running rampant with something that you think is really bothering you, muscle test it and see if it's really something that's weighing on you. You may think that it is, and it may be something that you're focusing on, but in reality, there's some other deeper thing going on that you need to evaluate. And you can do all of that with muscle testing.